Are you the man who walks his own path, unbound by the noise of the crowd? Do you feel a quiet strength pulsing within, a compass that points only to your truth? Have you ever been called aloof, yet know your independence is your greatest asset? If this resonates, you're not alone. You're in the rare company of the Sigma male. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, the sanctuary for men who embody stoic resilience, razor-sharp self-awareness, and unyielding sovereignty. Today we're diving deep into what makes a Sigma male so distinct, so magnetic, so unshackled from the chains of conformity. This isn't just a video, it's a blueprint for understanding the essence of a man who thrives outside the herd, forging his destiny with clarity and courage. Buckle up because we're about to unravel the 11 defining traits of the Sigma male, rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, and show you why this path is one of unparalleled freedom and strength. 1. The freedom imperative. For a Sigma male, freedom isn't a luxury, it's the very air he breathes. This isn't about rejecting rules for the sake of rebellion. It's about a bone-deep necessity to control his own time, choices, and destiny. Picture a man who walks away from a high-paying corporate job because it demands his soul in exchange for security. He chooses the uncertainty of entrepreneurship or the flexibility of a nomadic career, not because it's trendy, but because anything less feels like suffocation. His relationships mirror this, curated with precision, built on mutual respect, and severed the moment they smell of control or obligation. A Sigma's commitment is fierce, but it's always on his terms. Chains, even golden ones, are still chains. This drive stems from a Stoic clarity. True wealth lies in self-ownership. A Sigma knows that external comforts can become traps, luring men into lives of quiet desperation. He'd rather face the wilderness of uncertainty than dwell in a cage, no matter how plush. Imagine a man at a social gathering, surrounded by laughter and clinking glasses. Yet he's the one who quietly excuses himself when the vibe shifts to performative loyalty or unspoken demands. His freedom is his North Star, and he guards it with a vigilance that others might mistake for coldness but is, in truth, the ultimate act of self-respect. This isn't recklessness, it's a deliberate choice to live authentically. The Sigma understands that freedom comes with responsibility, to make hard choices, to stand alone when necessary, and to bear the weight of those decisions without complaint. Stoicism teaches that we control only our actions and perceptions, and the Sigma embodies this by crafting a life where his choices remain his own, no matter the cost. He's not running from commitment, he's running toward a life where every bond, every pursuit, is chosen freely and aligns with his core. Consider the entrepreneur who turns down a lucrative partnership because it demands he compromise his vision. Or the man who ends a relationship not out of fear, but because he senses it pulling him away from his truth. This is the Sigma's freedom imperative, a life where every step is deliberate, every chain is self-forged, and the door to his soul remains forever unlocked. It's a path that demands courage, but for the Sigma, there's no other way to live. 2. The unshakable inner citadel, quiet confidence. Forget the loud bravado of posturing men. The Sigma male's confidence is a silent fortress, built brick by brick through self-awareness and relentless self-examination. It's the man who makes a decision without needing a chorus of approval, who sits comfortably in a pause during conversation, or who admits, "I don't know," with the ease of someone who fears no judgment. This isn't the fragile ego of arrogance. It's the earned certainty of a man who measures himself by his own standards, unmoved by the fleeting opinions of others. This inner citadel is forged in the Stoic fire of self-mastery. The Sigma knows his strengths and weaknesses with surgical precision, not because he's obsessed with himself, but because he's committed to living truthfully. Failures don't shatter him, they're data points, lessons to refine his path. Successes don't inflate him, they're quietly acknowledged, stored in the vault of his mind, not waved like a flag for applause. In a world addicted to external validation, this quiet self-possession is a rare and magnetic force. Picture a man in a heated debate, where others shout to be heard. The Sigma listens, observes, and when he speaks, his words cut through the noise, not because they're loud but because they're precise, grounded in a clarity that others can't help but respect. This confidence doesn't need to announce itself, it's felt in the weight of his presence, the calm in his eyes, the way he moves through life without apology. Stoicism teaches that we cannot control others' perceptions, only our own reactions, and the Sigma lives this by anchoring his worth in his own judgment. This inner strength makes him a beacon for those who sense authenticity. Women notice it, men respect it, yet the Sigma seeks neither their admiration nor their envy. He's too busy refining his own compass, ensuring it points true. In a culture screaming for likes and followers, the Sigma's quiet confidence is a rebellion, a refusal to let the world define him and a commitment to defining himself. 3. Master of Contextual Camouflage, the Chameleon. Watch a Sigma male move through the world and you'll see a master of adaptation. One moment he's holding court in a corporate boardroom, his words crisp and professional. The next he's joking with mechanics in a garage, his tone earthy and unforced. This isn't fakery, it's a high-level social intelligence that lets him read a room's pulse within seconds. He senses the unspoken rules, the energy, the rhythm, and adjusts his approach to connect authentically, revealing only the facets of himself that resonate in that moment. This chameleon-like ability stems from a stoic detachment from ego. The Sigma doesn't need to dominate or conform, he navigates. He's not chasing approval or trying to prove himself, he's engaging on his terms in a way that serves the interaction without compromising his core. Picture him at a party. While others vie for attention or shrink into the background, he's the one who listens intently, then delivers a comment that shifts the conversation's tide, not because he planned it, but because he saw the opening. His adaptability is a tool, not a mask. Stoicism emphasizes rational observation, and the Sigma applies this to social dynamics with almost surgical precision. He can debate philosophy with scholars, trade banter with tradesmen, or charm a stranger with ease, all while his inner values remain rock solid. This isn't about blending in, it's about choosing how to engage, ensuring every interaction is meaningful rather than performative. Others might mistake this for inauthenticity, but they miss the point. The Sigma's core is unchanging. Only his expression shifts to match the moment. This skill makes him a bridge between worlds, able to connect with anyone without losing himself. It's why he can walk into any environment, hostile, friendly, or indifferent, and leave an impression without seeming to try. The Sigma's camouflage isn't deception. It's the art of revealing just enough to build bridges, while keeping his inner world sovereign and untouched. 4. Architect of independent thought. The Sigma male's mind is a relentless workshop, tearing down ideas and rebuilding them with cold, clear logic. He doesn't wait for the crowd's approval or check the pulse of popular opinion before forming a view. Every belief, every assumption, every piece of news passes through his internal filter, dissected for flaws and hidden agendas. He sees the same world as everyone else, but where others accept narratives at face value, he spots the cracks, asks the unasked questions and connects dots others don't even see. This intellectual sovereignty is rooted in Stoic rationalism. The Sigma knows that truth isn't served on a platter. It's mined through effort, skepticism, and a refusal to outsource his reasoning. Imagine him watching a news report. While others nod along, he's already questioning the framing, the omissions, the incentives behind the story. This isn't cynicism, it's clarity. His mind is a laboratory where ideas are tested, refined, or discarded, free from the pressure of groupthink or the fear of standing alone. This relentless inquiry can make the Sigma feel like an outsider. Why don't others see the contradictions he does? Why do they cling to comfortable lies? But this isolation is also his strength. It fuels his ability to solve problems in ways others can't. Picture a team stuck in a rut, recycling the same tired ideas. The Sigma's the one who quietly offers a perspective so fresh it shifts the entire discussion, not because he wants credit, but because he can't help but see what others miss. This independent thought is his edge, but it's also his burden. It demands discipline to question everything, courage to stand by unpopular truths, and resilience to weather the friction of differing from the crowd. Yet, for the Sigma, this is the only way to live, with a mind that's free, sharp, and fiercely his own, guided by the Stoic pursuit of truth over comfort. 5. The Sovereign Observer, Selective Engagement. In a room full of voices, the Sigma male is often the quiet one, not out of shyness but from a deliberate choice to observe. He sees the unspoken, the glance that betrays insecurity, the tone that hides frustration, the subtle power plays beneath polite smiles. His silence isn't absence, it's presence, a radar absorbing the room's dynamics. When he speaks, his words carry weight not because they're loud, but because they're precise, born from observation rather than a need to be heard. This selective engagement is a stoic exercise in energy conservation. The Sigma knows that not every moment demands his input, that silence can be more powerful than chatter. He doesn't speak to fill space or signal belonging. He contributes when he has something worth saying. Imagine a heated group discussion. While others argue to win, he listens, processes, then delivers a single point that reframes the entire conversation. His restraint isn't weakness. It's strategy rooted in the Stoic principle of controlling what you can, your actions, your words, your focus. This approach makes his presence magnetic. People sense the depth behind his silence, the intention behind his words. He's not disengaged, he's discerning, choosing moments of connection that align with his purpose. This can frustrate those who crave constant validation, but for the Sigma, it's about quality over quantity. His energy is reserved for what matters, authentic connection, meaningful impact, rather than the noise of social performance. The Sigma's observation isn't passive, it's active, analytical, and purposeful. He's the man who notices the overlooked detail that solves a problem, the one who senses a friend's unspoken struggle and offers quiet support. His selective engagement isn't aloofness, it's the art of being fully present without being consumed, a balance that makes his contributions resonate long after he's left the room. 6. Intellectual dissident, not rebel without cause. The Sigma male's questioning nature isn't about stirring trouble, it's about seeking truth with unrelenting clarity. When groupthink takes hold, when meetings hum with nodding heads and unchallenged assumptions, he's the one who calmly asks the question no one else dares. Not to provoke, but because the flaw in the logic is glaring to him, and ignoring it would be a betrayal of reason. His dissent is intellectual, not emotional, driven by a stoic commitment to truth over comfort. This independence stems from a low need for social conformity. Where others feel the pressure to align with the group, the Sigma feels only the pull of reason. Picture a boardroom where a flawed plan is gaining momentum. The Sigma doesn't shout or grandstand. He simply points out the inconsistency, planting a seed that shifts the room's perspective. This isn't rebellion for its own sake. It's a refusal to let flawed ideas slide unchallenged, a trait that's often misread as stubbornness by those wedded to the status quo. Stoicism teaches that we must align our actions with reason, and the Sigma lives this by questioning systems, norms, and narratives with surgical precision. He's not against tradition, he's against blind allegiance to it. This makes him a catalyst for progress, the kind of mind that sparks innovation by seeing what others overlook. Think of the inventors, the thinkers, the pioneers who dared to challenge the way things are. The Sigma's dissent is their legacy, a quiet, relentless pursuit of what's true, not what's popular. This path isn't easy. It invites friction, misunderstanding, even isolation. But for the Sigma, the alternative, swallowing lies for the sake of belonging, is unthinkable. His intellectual dissidence is his strength, a beacon for those who value clarity over conformity, and a reminder that real change begins with the courage to ask the unasked. 7. Solitude as sanctuary beyond the lone wolf label. Don't mistake the Sigma male's love of solitude for loneliness or disdain for others. His comfort alone is a sanctuary, a space where he recharges, reflects, and processes the world with unfiltered clarity. He can navigate crowded rooms with ease, charm a stranger, or lead a team, but he returns to solitude without a trace of anxiety or neediness. This isn't rejection of others, it's a stoic embrace of self-sufficiency, a deep well of emotional stability that doesn't rely on the crowd. This autonomy is rooted in the Stoic principle of controlling what you can, your mind, your emotions, your reactions. The Sigma generates his own validation, not leeching it from social approval. Picture a man who leaves a lively gathering not because he's bored, but because he's complete within himself. He doesn't need the pack's constant presence to feel secure, and this self-containment is often misread as coldness when it's actually a sign of profound maturity. Far from misanthropy, this solitude fuels his ability to connect authentically. Because he's not desperate for approval, his interactions are genuine, untainted by neediness. Others are drawn to this. They sense a man who doesn't cling, who offers connection without demands. The Sigma sanctuary isn't a fortress against the world. It's a space where he sharpens his mind, aligns his actions with his values, and returns to the world stronger, clearer, more present. This balance is rare. In a society that equates solitude with defect, the Sigma's ease with it is revolutionary. He knows that true strength lies in needing no one to complete him, yet choosing to connect when it aligns with his purpose. His solitude is his power, a quiet rebellion against a world that demands constant attachment. 8. Resilience forged in self-reliance. The Sigma male's independence breeds a resilience that weathers life's storms with uncommon steadiness. His self-worth isn't tied to external markers, likes, titles, or applause, so setbacks don't break him. A failed venture, a rejected idea, a personal loss. These are analyzed, learned from, and released without spiraling into self-doubt. He doesn't seek rescue from the group or validation from the crowd. His strength comes from within, a stoic anchor in turbulent seas. This resilience is built on a foundation of self-reliance. The Sigma knows that life's challenges are inevitable, but his response is his own. Picture a man who loses a job. While others panic or lean on others for comfort, he's already mapping his next move, drawing on internal resources to chart the path forward. This isn't invulnerability, he feels the sting, but it's a refusal to let external events define him. His focus is on what he can control, his effort, his mindset, his next step. Stoicism teaches that we are not our circumstances, only our reactions to them. The Sigma embodies this by treating obstacles as opportunities to test his mettle. He doesn't complain or seek pity. He dissects the problem, learns the lesson, and moves on. This makes him a rock in crises, the man others turn to when the world feels unsteady, because his steadiness is forged in the fire of self-reliance. This resilience isn't just survival, it's growth. Each challenge sharpens his ability to adapt, to innovate, to endure. The Sigma doesn't just weather the storm. He uses it to refine his course, emerging stronger, wiser, and more resolute. In a world that often drowns in chaos, his self-reliance is a lifeline, a testament to the power of an internal compass. 9. Value-driven engagement, the Anti-Conformist compass. The Sigma male engages with the world on his own terms, guided by an unyielding internal compass of values. He doesn't bend to social pressure or adopt groupthink for acceptance. His friendships, his work, his causes, they all align with his principles, or he walks away no matter the cost. This isn't stubbornness, it's a stoic commitment to integrity, a refusal to betray himself for the sake of belonging. This discernment makes his connections rare but profound. Picture a man who declines a lucrative deal because it conflicts with his ethics, or who quietly exits a social circle that demands he compromise his truth. His tribe is small, built on resonance, not convenience. He'd rather stand alone than dilute his values for the comfort of the crowd. This selective engagement is his strength, ensuring every bond he forms is authentic, every action aligned with his core. Stoicism demands that we live in accordance with our principles, and the Sigma embodies this with fierce clarity. He knows that sacrificing integrity for acceptance is a slow death of the soul. His choices, where to invest his time, who to trust, what to pursue, are deliberate, rooted in a moral GPS that never wavers, even when the world demands conformity. This makes him a rare ally, loyal not out of obligation but because his commitment is freely given. This value-driven life isn't easy. It requires the courage to say no, the strength to walk away, the wisdom to choose battles that matter. But for the Sigma, it's the only path worth walking. His compass ensures he never loses himself, no matter how loud the world's demands grow, making his presence a quiet but unshakable force. 10. The power of unspoken perception. The Sigma male sees what others miss. His perception is a finely tuned instrument, catching the flicker of a micro-expression, the shift in a voice's tone, the undercurrent of a room's energy. This isn't magic. It's the result of spending less time speaking and more time observing. He reads people and situations with a clarity that feels almost intuitive, picking up on insincerity, hidden motives, or unspoken emotions that others overlook. This heightened awareness is a stoic practice of mindfulness, a commitment to seeing the world as it is, not as it's presented. Picture a negotiation. While others focus on words, the Sigma notices the clenched jaw, the hesitant pause, and adjusts his approach accordingly. His perception informs his actions, allowing him to navigate complex social landscapes with ease while staying true to his independent stance. He doesn't just hear, he listens, sees, and understands. This ability makes him a master of strategic communication. He knows when to speak, when to stay silent, when to push or pull back. His words land with impact because they're informed by insight, not impulse. Others might call this charisma, but it's deeper. A quiet power born from seeing the truth beneath the surface. The Sigma's perception is his edge, a tool that lets him move through the world with precision and authenticity. This gift comes with responsibility. The Sigma uses his insight to build trust, not manipulate, to connect, not control. His perception strengthens his independence, allowing him to engage on his terms, sidestep traps, and forge bonds that matter. In a world distracted by noise, his ability to see clearly is a superpower, one that sets him apart as a man who navigates life with unmatched clarity. 11. Beyond hierarchy, the unclassified operator. The Sigma male exists outside the traditional pecking order. He doesn't chase the alpha's crown or seek the beta's safety within the group. He operates on a parallel plane, untethered by the need for titles, status, or applause. His validation comes from within, his direction set by his own compass. This detachment isn't arrogance. It's a stoic liberation from the games of dominance and submission that define so many lives. This autonomy allows him to move fluidly through systems. He engages when it serves his purpose, observes without entanglement, and exits without regret. Picture a man who joins a project, contributes brilliance, then walks away without needing recognition. He's not above the hierarchy, he's simply playing a different game, one defined by internal sovereignty rather than external positioning. His freedom is his power, letting him act with purpose while others scramble for rank. Stoicism teaches that true freedom lies in mastering what you can control: your mind, your actions, your values. The Sigma lives this by building a life where his worth isn't tied to social ladders. He's the man who can lead when needed, follow when it makes sense, or walk away entirely, all without losing his center. This fluidity makes him unpredictable, magnetic, and impossible to pin down. A man who defines himself not by where he stands in the crowd, but by how true he stays to his own path. This unclassified existence is the Sigma's ultimate strength. It frees him to live authentically, to pursue what matters without the weight of others' expectations. He's not here to fit in or stand out. He's here to be himself, a sovereign operator in a world that often forgets what true freedom looks like. This is the Sigma male, unbound, unclassified, and undeniably his own. You've just uncovered the essence of the Sigma male, a man who carves his own path, anchored by stoic wisdom, unyielding independence, and a razor-sharp mind. This is the heart of Sigma male community, a brotherhood for men who choose sovereignty over conformity, clarity over chaos, and authenticity over applause. If these traits resonate with you, if you feel the pull of a life defined by your own truth, then take action now. Reflect on these principles, apply them to your life, and let them guide you toward unshakable strength and purpose. Don't just watch, engage. Like this video to affirm your commitment to this path. Comment below with your thoughts, your experiences, or the traits that hit home hardest. Share this with a man who needs to hear it, someone ready to break free from the herd. And if you're already part of Sigma male community, hit that notification bell to never miss a video that fuels your growth. This is your call to own your freedom, refine your mind, and live as the sovereign man you were meant to be. We'll see you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay true, stay Sigma.